Okay, we are live. So today is day 2 of my 30-day challenge to do lives every day. Share a little bit about what I'm doing, my journey, to inspire, to help bring a little extra joy, to show people that I'm a normal person that goes through, difficult situations just like everybody else. So, yesterday I spoke a little bit about non judgment. By the way, if you can't see the video on my page, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just look me up, search on YouTube Nicole Laswell, two S's, two L's, and you'll find me there. Because what I do is I take these lives and I just upload them there. So if you want to see what I spoke about yesterday, you can follow me there as well on YouTube. I'll also put little things on Instagram because, some people Instagram, some people Facebook, some people YouTube. So making sure I'm getting everybody in there. So, non judgment today. As I said in my description, I wanted to kind of continue the talk on non judgment. And as I was connecting in my meditation and figuring out what I should speak about today, I the one story that pops into my head every time when I think about non-judgment and my children, especially my oldest, when he got diagnosed with autism, is the logo I use on my website, and it's the logo and it's basically what I tell people. It's very important that, when I was looking, trying to set up my practice and what I wanted to do with meditation and helping people let go of old programming that doesn't work for them anymore and change that perspective in their lives so they can be free of those programs. I was looking for something that really changed me, that changed my perspective. So I'm going to tell the story again because I think it's a very powerful one. So when Will was about 2 years old, we had just almost 3 actually. He was showing signs of heavy autism, we had big tantrums. We had just had my second born, Stevie. And so I know that attention had changed for him. He had always had his issues, but him being the firstborn, I had no clue. Point is, we are pointed in the right direction by the little Spanish school that he was at to go get him checked for speech issues. And after 4 visits to the Keller ISD, we basically get the diagnosis from them. He has moderate autism, and then we went through the process of getting to a developmental pediatrician who then ran more tests and test after test after test. The thing is that when you get news that are very life-changing news, like your child has something of this nature that will disrupt the lives, you have an idea of what life is going to be, your judgments. You have your judgments on what life should be like. You get an education, you get married, you have children, and you live your life around family, and that's it, right? That's how most of us, not all of us, but most of us, and I think it's all starting to change. But I had that program very strongly in my head. So I was just kind of in shock. I didn't know what to do. And Will, at the time, he loved to run around the couch and do his E sound, because that was what we call sensory stimulus, where you do certain things. Like right now, I'm kind of touching my hands. People bite their nails. Those are kind of sensory stimulations that help ease how we're feeling, if we're feeling anxiety or nervousness. So how he handled it, and a lot of kids on the spectrum will handle it, is by rocking or shaking their hands or making sounds. And Will, still to this day, when he gets excited or nervous or anxious, you'll hear him going, mm. And so he was doing that around the couch at around 3 years old and just running. And I didn't know what to do. I was, like I said, in shock in the kitchen. And we were watching Kung Fu Panda. I tell the story all the time, but I sometimes wonder if I tell it enough. So there's a scene in the movie where the panda, one of the masters, there's two masters. The older master, my favorite, the turtle, is Master Uwe. And he is patiently, he's just meditating, and then comes the panda, the other character that needs to train this dragon warrior, which is a big fat panda. And he doesn't believe that what the universe had said is true, that this panda, again big fat, does not know kung fu, is supposed to defeat the bad guy. There's no way. He's fat, has no clue on how to do kung fu. He loves kung fu though, and he can't wait to learn kung fu. So there's all these things that, you know, they're foreshadowing. And I kind of snapped into it, kind of really started paying attention. And then the old turtle is talking to the other master and said, don't worry that the bad guy is coming. The panda will defeat him, right? The dragon warrior. And he's like, the panda, how is that possible? And he says, well, you need to let go of the illusion of control. He's like, look at this tree. And he points to a tree that's right next to them. I can't make it bear fruit before it's time, and I can't make it blossom before it's time. But then, of course, the panda is like me, like the issue with control. I am seeing just one judgment right now, and it's this issue with my kid, and I cannot get out of it. So in the movie, he's like, yeah, but I can make the fruit fall, and he kicks the tree, and I can plant the seed where I want to. And the turtle, the master, says, yeah, but you may want an apple or an orange, but you will still get a peach. And the other guy says, yeah, but the peach can't defeat Tai Lung. And he goes, well, maybe it can, if you guide it, if you nurture it, if you believe in it. And that was, it was when I talk about the universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you, that energy, it just felt like it hit home right here in the heart. And I started crying because I realized what was being told to me at that moment. That Will was my peach. I needed to help Will become the best Will could be. And so that's the logo that I have for my business, is the peach. Because if you think about it, we're all peaches. It's not just him. So in that process of changing my perspective completely, because in my head, I just had this gigantic problem and there was no solution at the time. I just thought, okay, well, this is just going to be overwhelming the rest of my life. And all of a sudden, by seeing this scene, I was quickly reminded that there is so much more than just what you see. You have to nurture it, you have to guide it, and you have to believe in it. So by, again, changing my judgments, I had to become non-judgmental. I had to take away all judgment of the situation. So this is the interesting thing about non-judgment. If you practice non-judgment, not just on people, but on situations, because you don't know everything that's happening at any one point in time, and the possibilities are endless. So when I heard this message of you have to let go of the illusion of control, because you feel like you can control everything, and that's what brings the stress. That's what brings the annoyance, the anger, the fear. It's not going the way I planned it to. And that's okay. You can sit in that for a little bit, but then move forward, because it will eat you alive. So the gift that I was given that day was to learn how to be non-judgmental towards the situation I had at hand and towards my own child. And then all of a sudden, it just took it away from the disability, because I don't like to call it disability. I feel, yes, we need help and everybody needs help, but I feel like they're just awesome, capable kids. Anyway, what I learned was to be very open, completely open to what else was possible with my child, because I knew there was more that was coming. So that's why we went through all the therapies that I could find, all of the um, conventional medical approaches, and then all of the homeopathic approaches, and then all of the spiritual and energetic approaches, because it's all worth something. They all give something back. That's how I started becoming very non-judgmental towards possibilities of what can work in terms of treatment the for autism itself, and really treatment for me, because I have to deal with everything surrounding him, how to pay for things, how to teach him now, um, how to communicate with him. That's another video. But I'm at 10 minutes. I'm going to get down to 5 at some point. But I hope this helps you. I know I wasn't that great in this video. If you really want to get the gist of the video, you can find the grieving story, because that's what I called it, because it was my grieving story. But I kind of like it now because it has a different feel to it. It was my becoming non-judgmental and learning how to be open to whatever came my way, and to allow will to be will. That I didn't have to really change anything. All I had to do was guide him and help him being in this physical embodiment here now, so that he can have the best life he can have, because I'm not going to be here this whole time. And I want him to, this childhood is so short, so I have to train him to hopefully he can make those choices for himself. Okay, so that's it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow with something else. If you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and leave them there for me, and I'll see if I can answer them in another video. But thank you all for following me along in this challenge. I'm kind of excited to continue. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Sending y'all so much love and light. I hope this is of service to you. God bless y'all.